The more questions you get right, you are going to understand how they want you to think, what they want you to look for, how to read the questions. All of those are amazing skills that you're honestly going to develop by trial and error and by practice. Hey guys, my name is Dami and I'm back with another video. Yup. On this channel, we do all things hair care, nursing, and we incorporate some vlogs into that. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to actually study for the NCLEX. So I'm going to give you guys some really practical tips. If you guys were here last week, you guys know that this is part 2 of my NCLEX series. So let's like and subscribe and let's get right into this video. I just want to give a disclaimer because I don't want anybody coming from my head. These are my tips. These are the tips that I use and my loved ones and those around me that have graduated before me and just wrote their NCLEX like yesterday. These are tips that I have gathered and these are super helpful tips. But remember, you have to know yourself and apply what is useful to you in your actual life and your actual situation right now. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to studying for the NCLEX, first things first, you're gonna need to make a plan, make it realistic, write it out, be organized. Okay, ideally, how many questions should I be doing a day? Helps me understand. Okay, how many days a week? Okay, helps me understand. So I have my test booked and now it's a goal that I'm going towards. So I'm going to achieve this because I'm organized. I know what I have to do to achieve it and therefore I'm gonna get it done. So with that being said, my next tip, be realistic. So originally, you guys know that I divided the number of questions by how many days a week I wanted to study and how long I had to study so I can get those questions done and have about 2 weeks later to go over my wrong questions. And it was a whole plan, right? But then when I actually got it done, it was basically like about 100 questions a day. UWorld actually only lets you do 75 questions per sitting. So quickly I had to adapt the plan. Okay, 75 questions a day. Maybe on my off days, if I can just do 30 questions or so, then that will help me kind of balance it out again. But I can honestly say that I was not being very realistic. It was a good plan, but actually NCLEX only let me do 75 question sets. It really just did not make sense for me, especially in the beginning when I'm writing all these notes, I'm looking at the rationale. I genuinely do not know. I'm learning as I'm asking these questions, answering these questions. It's a lot slower in the beginning. So give yourself grace and be realistic on how many questions you can actually do, how much studying you can actually do in a day. So when you actually start studying, I think the faster you realize that everything is based off of an ideal world, the better you'll become. I'm not saying that school didn't teach me anything. School taught me a lot. Placement taught me a lot. There's a lot of things that I saw during my placement that I thought, you know what? I know this. I know how to answer this question because I've actually seen this. And when I go to answer it, it's wrong. And I'm like, okay, but like, why is it wrong? Like, this is what we do. This is actually what we do. It might not be, it's not an ideal world. We live in reality. This NCLEX state boards, they are teaching us ideal world. We have every single device. Doctors are right in front of the door waiting for us to call. We are never alone. People are always around. Like the resources are endless, and remember that. So don't ever think about wasting resources. Don't ever think about doing something yourself. Like, you will always stay with your patient and then call for help. You will always call the doctor last. You're gonna check equipment first. You're not gonna panic. Like, all these things they really want you to be able to do. So I think that was hard for me, like kind of like separating myself from these questions. And I'm like, okay, even though I've seen these things before, I know that's not what they're like asking me. They're asking me like in an ideal world. So separating myself helped me actually answer the questions properly. You're not expected to know everything. I want you guys to remember that when you guys do practice question, when you guys listen to Mark Klimek audio tapes, you guys are going to realize that what they're doing is they're preparing you and they're giving you the strategies to answer the questions. So you're not going to know everything. You are not going to know everything at all. You're not going to have a textbook in your head, but you're going to have strategies, you're going to have techniques that's going to help you answer the questions in the way that they want you to answer it. So that when you actually are sitting down and doing your NCLEX, you're able to rationalize through each question. Even though you've done 2,000 questions and not one of them is on the NCLEX, it's okay because I understand this topic. I understand what they're looking for. I understand what they want from me. So stick to your study schedule and be accountable within yourself so that you can be confident and you can feel well prepared for your exam. And honestly, if you need accountability, study with a friend. Personally, I went to school away from home, and then when I came to study, I was back home. Didn't know a lot of people that were graduating with me. I studied by myself. But I know friends who found so much benefit in studying with each other. My sister's a nurse. You guys know her. You guys have met her. And she studied with her friends. People, you guys come together like-minded. You're not expected to know everything. It's a lot less pressure. It's a lot less stress. It's accountability. Monday to Friday, we're meeting and we're doing it. We're doing it on Zoom. We're sharing our screen. We're coming together. It's more of a conversation. We're working through it. We're making our notes together. We're doing it together. I'm not alone in this. I'm not expected to know everything. Maybe even when you're writing your exam, you think about, oh yeah, I remember when my friend was talking about this. That's, you know? Two minds come together, shared knowledge. And now, another important aspect of studying for your NCLEX is taking breaks from studying. And that's why I said I tried to study 5 days a week. This is when the world was open. So I would go to like my local college and I would be there all day. Kind of like I'm going to school, I leave my house, I go to the library, I stay there, I have my lunch break, and then I go back and study in the afternoon, and then I'm free in the evenings, and I'm free on weekends. It was a nice balance. It was like a school day. I just needed that structure. If you're doing it at home, I know friends who got up, got to their desk, studied, left, took a break, came back. Like, you know how you're going to structure your life. You know how you need to structure your life in order for it to make sense. Your study space matters. Let me repeat myself. Your study space matters. Quiet room, quiet time, quiet environment, whatever works for you. When I was studying, I remember investing in soundproof headphones because I was like, honestly, like, even when I was at the library, it was still loud. I just felt like I couldn't focus. I would get distracted very easily because obviously I don't want to do this. So I need distraction. I'm looking left and I'm looking right. Like, oh yeah, that's happening. So I needed to like focus. I really needed to just focus. Obviously, when I did my test, it was not a pandemonium. So I was actually able to leave my house and study. And that was my study environment. But if I were to study at home, I would make my environment conducive for that, as well as reaching out to your friends and family and kind of just letting them know what you're going through so that they can respect your space. These are really some things that worked for me, and I really hope they work for you too. If you like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below. Also subscribe. I'm so happy to have you guys join this family. Come on, it's lit over here. I don't know if you guys saw the shirt, but and I see you gang. You already know. Okay. So I will see you guys next week for part 3 of, I definitely did 6, but you know what I mean. Part 3 of this NCLEX review series, prep series, all the above. See you guys next week in another video. Can you guys see the D? Is this a D or is it a B? Is this a D? I don't even know. Yes, it's a D. It's a D. D for Dammy. D for Dammy Lola. People probably don't even know that, but that's my name, Dammy Lola. I should do like fun facts at the end of every video. Comment down below if you want me to do fun facts at the end of every video.